Here is a classic rate problem involving two trains traveling towards each other. So let's go ahead and read the question. The front ends of two trains are about to enter a 3-mile long tunnel from opposite directions. The trains are on distinct parallel tracks. The 1-mile long train is moving at a constant speed of 60 miles per hour, and the 2-mile long train is also moving at a constant speed. If the rear ends of both trains come out of the tunnel exactly at the same time, find the speed of the 2-mile long train. So that's the problem. When I solve train problems, I try to draw a fairly accurate picture of the problem scenario, and then I think about the solution. So I'm going to go ahead with my solution, but if you want to try the problem on your own, which I would encourage you to do, please pause the video right now and try the problem on your own. So what I have here is a picture of the problem scenario. A couple of things to genuinely understand is that this train, the 1-mile long train, this red line represents the 1-mile long train, is traveling at 60 miles per hour, and it's about to enter this tunnel. And the other train, 2-mile long, which I don't know how fast it's traveling, and I'm going to call it x. The speed of the other train that I'm trying to determine is x. Is a 2-mile long train, and it's also about to enter the tunnel, same tunnel, from the opposite direction. Now, both trains leave the tunnel at the same time. That means the rear end of this train will be out of this tunnel, will be here, and the rear end of this train will be here at the same time. So what does that mean? And this tunnel is 3 miles long. So let's see what we can do. We know the speed of this 1-mile long train. So when this 1-mile long train is to come out, it has to be somewhere here. Okay? Has to be somewhere here. And that's when it's completely out. The rear end is out. So if you get that, this distance from this, let's change the color, from this tip to this tip has to be 4 miles. The tunnel is 3 miles and the length of the train is 1 mile. So this distance from this green tip to this green tip, can make it a little bigger, I believe. Okay, this tip to this tip has to be 4 miles. So let's find out how long it would take for this train to travel a distance of 4 miles. Remember, we have speed is defined in this way. Speed is equal to distance divided by time. That's the definition of speed. That's how speed is calculated, average speed. And from this formula, you can find, by cross multiplication, you can conclude this, that time is equal to distance divided by speed, and distance is equal to speed times time. Now, these three formulas, there is a mnemonic. You draw it like this. I'm sorry. There is a mnemonic which I don't want to emphasize, but it seems to work. Some of you have seen it. Okay? Speed. This is distance. This is time. And this is speed. That is, speed is distance over time, time is distance over speed, and distance is s times t. But I'm not big on mnemonics, but it's here if you need to keep it straight that way. It's here. So we'll have to keep these formulas straight, and we'll see what we can do. So let's go ahead and write down our three formulas on top. I like to keep it straight. So speed is equal to distance over time, and use a different color, and time equal to distance over speed, and I'm going to use blue, sorry, and distance is equal to s times t. So these three formulas. Now remember, we said that in order for this 1 mile long train to be completely out of the tunnel, this train has to travel a distance of 3 plus 1. What do I mean by that? Let me explain it once again. In order for this 1 mile long train to be completely out of the tunnel, the tip of the train will have to travel a distance of 3 miles plus 1 mile, or 4 miles, and that means the entire train will have to travel a distance of 4 miles. So I need to find out how long it takes for this 1 mile long train traveling at 60 miles per hour to travel, how long it takes for this particular train traveling at 60 miles per hour to travel a distance of 4 miles, and 4 is coming from 3 plus 1. So I'm finding time, so I'm going to say time is equal to distance over speed, and the distance is 4 miles, and the speed is 60 miles. So let me 4 over 60. That's how many hours it will take for the 1 mile long train to completely get out of the tunnel. Now that's exactly how long it would take this 2 mile long train to get out of the tunnel. What does it mean for the 2 mile long train to get out of the tunnel? That means this 2 mile long train will be completely out of the tunnel. So the rear end is right at this point, and that means the 2 mile long train will have to travel a distance of 3 plus 2, 5 miles. So in order for this 2 mile long train to be completely out of the tunnel, the 2 mile long train will have to travel a distance of 5 miles. Now 5 is the sum of 3 and 2. And you really want to pause the video and make sure you get where 5 is coming from. And I'm going to write down that this train, this 2 mile long train will be traveling a distance of 5 miles. Let's write it down here. 2 mile long train will travel a distance of 5 miles. Okay, now 2 mile long train will have to travel a distance of 5 miles in order for it to be completely out of the tunnel, and we know the time it takes is same as the time the other train takes, which is 4 over 60 hours. So I need to find the speed, and the speed is distance over time, and the distance in this case is 5 miles, and the time in this case is 4 over 60 hours. So what's distance over? I'm going to use green here. So my speed for this train is distance over time, and my distance is 5 miles. I'm going to write here 5 miles, and my time is 4 over 60 miles. Well, if you do your math right, this turns out to be, well, let's show the steps. This turns out to be 5 times 60 over 4, which turns out to be this and this. You can write 12 here, sorry, you can write 15 here, not 12. 60 divided by 4 is 15, and 15 times 5 is 75. So I'm going to write 75 right here. 75. Let me see if I can write that. Hope I have enough space. 75, and the speed, the unit of the speed is miles per hour. Don't have a whole lot of room. I'm going to write miles per hour here in this manner. So the speed of this 2 mile long train has to be 75 miles per hour.